I got low fuel here, guys, but what I don't have is low topics to talk to you guys about because, well, I just got off another coaching call with a client. I'm on my way to the library and I figured I wanted to talk about this because I think this is like an epidemic amongst clients. Clients make this mistake all the time. They keep failing and they wonder why. So I have one client that is heavily addicted, like most people, and they don't even realize it, heavily addicted to sugar, to sweets, to fast food mostly. And every single week, so here's what I do with my clients. Every single week, we set weekly goals and then we set results. So what do we want to happen from those goals? And the way I look at goals and results is goals are things that we can control. And I tell my clients, you can control your level of activity and you can control what you put in your mouth. So those are the goals. The results are the things that we want to happen. Body fat loss, strength gains, muscle gains, weight loss. So every single week, this one client says, I'm not going to eat fast food this week. And every single week she fails on that goal. And then she does it again. I'm not going to eat fast food at all this week. That's my goal. And then she fails again. Every single week she fails. So this week I said, okay, it's time to set some goals. What are we going to do? What are we going to set? And I said, before you set your goal this week of not eating fast food, just remember how many times you've set that as a goal and you have failed. And just remember how you have felt every single time you've come back to your next coaching call, having failed that goal that you knew before you set it and while you were setting it, that it was not a realistic goal. So I said, this week, what is your goal that you want to set? And what is the goal that you should set? And she said, well, of course, you know, I want to tell you that I'm not going to eat fast food, but I thought about it and I said that probably, and I said, well, not probably, that is definitely not. And at the same time, we said a realistic goal. So I said, what is a more realistic goal? And she said 4 times a week. And I said, okay, if 4 times a week is realistic, what is a stupidly realistic goal, meaning that there's no way you can fail? And she said, well, maybe twice a week. And I said, let's go with that goal. Let's start with no fast food at least 2 days this week. I said, because what this goal is going to do, accomplishing this goal, is it's going to build confidence and momentum. 2 really important things to us taking it to the next level. Now, I said, ultimately, the goal would be to have 1 full week where you're not eating fast food, where you don't eat fast food at all. But I said, we need to work our way there. So I said, it's 2 times a week, no fast food. And then next week, if you successfully hit that goal this week, then next week we go to 3 days a week, no fast food. You successfully hit that goal, then we progress to 4 days a week. Let's say at that 4 days a week, you don't hit that goal, no big deal. We make sure the following week we try again. Okay, because we know we can do 3 days a week because you've already hit that goal in this example. And I said, we keep trying until we successfully hit that 4 day a week goal. I said, all the while we're stacking wins, we're stacking confidence, and we're stacking momentum, moving us closer to the overall goal of having a full week where we're not having fast food, ultimately having multiple weeks where we're not having fast food, and then maybe at some time giving up fast food completely, because again, there is no downside to not eating fast food. Like there's no negatives to not eating it. There's plenty of negatives to eating it. So she and I agreed that those goals, or the goal that we set this week, was a smarter goal and a better approach to her reaching her ultimate goal. So if you've been setting big, ambitious goals and you've been failing every week and you've been disappointing yourself every week, this might be a better approach to getting you to where you want to be, where you set a more realistic goal. Set a goal that you know is stupidly hard to fail. Like it would be like almost impossible to not hit this goal. And then hit that goal, build a little confidence, build a little momentum, and then take the next step to that goal, ultimately getting you to where you want to be. So let me know if you struggle with this in the past. If you're struggling with this now, let me know if you'll give this a try, and let me know if you try it, how it helps. And if you need help on your own journey, click the first link below in the description, fill out the form, and the two of us will figure out what we need to do together to get you from where you're at to where you want to be.